questions, or want to make a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Opposed? So moved. All right. Discussion of possible action on the Swifco presentation, and I don't believe they're here. So I think we might have, are we going to table that?
Yeah, we need to do the consent agenda.
Oh, the consent agenda. Oh, yeah, that's right. Skipped it. So I have a motion. Any questions about the consent agenda?
I just had a couple.
Okay.
The $394, the snow blade for the truck, is that something with that snow blade you just bought with barrier?
That's no, it's the cutting edge for the front of the V flop, the pickup flop.
It's a little
Cutting
steel
edge.
at the bottom. It's
The
replaceable. It wears out intentionally, so we have to
Oh.
replace
It
it.
grinds down.
Okay, all right. And then the thing to Watts Electric, remind me, was that something like the disposal of the transformers or something like that?
Yeah, this is our final payment to them. They're done after this payment.
We had held on to their retainage till now because they hadn't technically cleared the project out. Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Any other discussion? Motion? Second? All right, all in favor? Opposed? So moved. Okay, now to number 5. Swifco. Table.
Yeah, they'll be at our next meeting.
Okay, put it on the next agenda.
One motion to.
All in favor? Opposed? So moved. 6, discussion of possible action of the pool manager. We did talk to Trina. She was the only one that actually applied to Casey. So we, Joe, Carla, and I talked to Trina, and she's filling out her paperwork. We explained to her what we thought our objectives were for this year for the pool, and she was understandable with that. And we, she agreed to the fixed salary per hour that we gave her, so it was all good. So,
So did you make a motion?
Well, yeah, we need to hire her. We also, there's a couple, yeah, we need to hire her. And there's some details that we need to talk about, we need to work out some more things.
hours.
Yes, her hours, and then training, or the lifeguard.
She said she
Lessons.
will.
Pilot lessons. We need to figure out how we're gonna
Is
do
there
that.
certification level on that? She had the.
No. So she's gonna go through the training. She's gonna go through that, the training for school lessons and the training for lifeguard. And she's not gonna be able to do the chemical training. At this time, we're gonna see if we can get another chemical training that she can sit on, because she's still gonna be in school. Council is supposed through June, for the first week of June. So, and I said, that's fine. So we're probably gonna have to send Eric to do that, because Jeremy's already got his.
Rick's already had his, but it's 1983.
The one thing she can do is, she doesn't actually have to have the license to basically do a lot of the work, as long as,
Somebody else has to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she can do the testing and whatnot. as long
they
as-
just have Jeremy and
Jeremy's
Eric
license.
supervising.
Okay.
It's just like the same principles that, like these guys didn't have their sewer water license, you could have another operator come in and do it.
She just has to be shown the ropes out. There's gonna be a couple of lifeguards that are gonna come back. and she-
I make sure they're always doing the tests that happen during the working day at least.
So did we make a motion to hire her and then put it on the agenda for next month to discuss the hours of the pool and the hours? and all that
Yeah, we'll have to
stuff?
set it up so we get a brochure out. We want to make sure we get a brochure out to school before school's closed and go out for the season, so, for summer. So we want to get it out to both, at least both schools, Underwood and Tri Center.
Right. And the local class.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely want to send notices if we're doing swim lessons, or lifeguard training.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, I'll make a motion to hire Tracy as the manager position.
Great, second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Great, so moved. 7, discuss a possible action on lifeguard training proposal. Now, Amy Winger actually got a hold of Jason, and he's from Trainer, and she got us a proposal that he would do lifeguard training for 65, and then with an additional 25, he would do the swim lesson training too. It's not at the American Red Cross version, but he said it's his own one, which actually is the equivalent of. So it's roughly a little less than $100 per person. So it's a lot cheaper than sending them to Council Bluffs, because that's $225 or something. It's a lot, it's like double the price. So, and he said that his fees are included in that too. So that's inclusive with his hours.
And lifeguard training, what, is that like going to be for May?
Well,
Is
that
that-
depends, when do you guys think on going pool? How soon could we start? When would be a good time to start?
Now, this is
going
gonna take a total of 48 hours.
oh, they
So
won't-
we're gonna
they're
have
wanting
to
to do
have
it
at least 3
here?
weekends.
It's not a problem. Last time we went to April 1st, and I kind of want to get back to, there is some couple cold nights here, next couple of weeks, yeah.
Do you know how long it takes to heat?
Kind of depends on the ambient temperature.
Could be a week.
So if you filled it April 15th and we were ready to go by May 1st,
What?
and we could do 3 weekends
Is that gonna
in
be
May
enough time
and be
for
ready
him?
by the
Oh, we could do
time-
it sooner, I think.
Okay.
Just not keep it.
Okay.
Keep it, that's what we're worried about. We could fill it. By April 1st, I think, and then hopefully, kind of, that way it gives me a little time in case it is cold, yeah.
Well, that's probably a good idea.
Well, then we can run the bugs out, whatever pops up.
Mhm. So we'll start messing around with it April 1st and then.
Okay.
go from there.
We were also talking about that we could offer it out to other people outside of our area for lifeguard training for an increased price, so that we could get some money from that use of the pool. So we could possibly do that too, but we wouldn't gouge them, but I mean, we could get some money too for the groups.
Maybe 150.
Some parents actually,
Yeah, exactly.
that watch their children.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, do I have a motion?
Training, I'll move to hire Jason Shannon to be our certified lifeguard instructor for creating better confidence.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Great, so moved. Okay, discuss the possible action on mowing bids.
Were we satisfied with the way it was done last year? Was that easy? Enterprise? How well did they do?
Good.
I don't know, if we have any issues really.
No, the only thing is, like some of them, we can have him, I guess he's got it per mow anyway, if we're gonna do that miring property and go out and win and where, so we'll be able to cut that again.
Now, I have talked to the guys about suggesting that they pick it back up again.
Our guys?
Yeah. Buying a used, what is it, 360 or 0-degree turn. We did look at the website, Kubota's got some, that are used, that are fairly decent price. We calculated how much we spent last year, and logistically, I think it was 6,000 something that we spent last year for 3 months of mowing. So that's something we might want to throw around a little bit, because even buying a lawnmower is going to pay for itself in a couple of years, just using it in a couple of years, if you buy a $6,500 machine or something like that. But figuring this out, if Eric, for example, does it, half of his salary would be for lawn mowing and half of it would be for city work, it would actually be probably cheaper.
So what are we gonna do with the hours that Eric isn't working on other city infrastructure that he's spending on mowing? That, when we initially started contracting it out, that was kind of the deal. It was up in the air of hiring another part-time guy or hiring us out because it was occupying so much of the day. especially at the ballpark, now it's gonna be twice as big. It was taken, if I remember, it was like a day and a half, 2 days at least of mowing.
Just, sometimes it was, and, it's that, we always had trouble with that ball diamond, because we could never get down there right on time. But, I guess you guys,
We
a
only
lot of
spent
time, we gotta spend the
6,000
mower.
last year on it.
It depends on their
Yeah.
timing of weather too, and.
Right.
So,
When it's early in the spring and it's growing fast and it gets hot, sometimes it has to be like every, almost once and a half times a week, that gets mowed up yet.
somebody starts barking.
Yeah.
Well, and I explained to them too, if they got in a pinch and I got behind, we could always hire somebody to do it for minimum wage to help them out. But I asked too, do you think you could logistically do this? And so I put that out to you guys. Do you think you could logistically do this and get your stuff done too?
You do anything you want to do, Mayor.
Try it, okay.
It's open.
Did you look up the year before too?
No, I didn't.
I mean, I'm just confused because this guy, the way I'm reading his estimate, he's estimating maybe it'd be $15,000.
I think there's landscaping in there last
Right,
time.
he's got
It's got spraying too.
Yeah, but if you take that 2,500 off, it's still over $10,000.
Yeah. So,
But the miring is on there, which is 3,000, and that's never been on there before. So that's.
do we have them sprayed?
Yeah, we did last year, they sprayed them. That was everything.
Just whatever we wanted, properties, we never did them all, just certain properties we did.
So we're gonna spray too, is that correct?
So we'll have to get a license and stuff for spraying.
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't know how expensive that is. right
It was
offhand.
3,000 per spray.
I was looking at
Well,
that, I don't
this
have
is-
any numbers from this
Yeah,
guy.
this guy doesn't
Did
have.
he spray for us last year?
Yeah, he does.
And he's licensed already.
And so
So
all of his spraying and mowing was only $6,000?
I know, that
Yeah.
seems low to me, actually.
He's really cheap.
That's why we-
He's the cheapest.
I do a lot of, I have cities that do both, whether they, kind of my experience has been cities that do it themselves, like a comparable, kind of like Shelby, if you want to like compare what you do, they have the trail in the park, they hire a part-time person as an employee to do it with their equipment. And that seems to work okay for them. Have communities that contract, have communities that do it all on their own. And basically, there's usually a quality problem. Usually if other people are doing it on their own, they want to grab something. But you guys also have a ton of money, so I don't.
So a month was 2,000. Right, and you got that, I want the 6,000 seems really low to me. I just can't imagine what he's given a bid of 448
Per mow.
per mow. I mean, in a month's time, just crazy figuring, mowing once, that's 2,000. I mean, mowing starts like in April probably, and could continue through October.
But the soccer field and the miring property wasn't on there last year.
Right.
A big property owner.
Alright, okay, so,
You know, when he does it, he knocks it out in one day. He has 5 guys going, 0 turns and he's done.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I don't know. I kind of think let's continue with the easy enterprises and see what comes out this year.
but if we didn't have any problems with them, they're cheaper. Okay.
This is your contract, is that
Is
right?
it-
Yeah.
Yeah, just for the summer or whatever, yes.
I think he's done it though. There was a guy in Scooby that did it one year when I worked for
Right.
Scooby.
I put a plug into him. Did hear him back.
Yeah, I think he's kind of good.
Pretty busy.
Yeah.
Tight on.
He did a good job. I mean, everyone that's done it
Yeah.
has done a good job.
He does the church, he does the cemetery. Scooby does. So, for the church.
I say, yeah, like, and along the highway, just very local, but, we don't have any complaints.
Except using the prices for it. We'll see how it goes this year. Much process.
Okay, second? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Okay, so moved. Discussion of possible action on flower pots, adapters, and flowers for streetlights.
This is me, because I like to look at the aesthetics in town. And one night I was thinking about all the towns I've traveled in across the United States, that there's a common denominator of the ones I go, wow, what a cool town. I like it. It's the ones that have the big flowers hanging off their streetlights every single time. And I didn't think it would cost quite this much, but I also, why would we need them with the reservoir? Because doesn't Mr. Wilson water the plants? every
Yeah,
day?
but that's, I think, yes, he does, but we need to, yeah,
I didn't know.
depending on his health, which is good finding. So we have to consider that. But, yes.
How would the water use?
Usually,
The height.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but he has now, there's
Yeah.
a little pump on his wagon, right? He pumps water, so he just needs water extension.
Yeah.
And check prices right now.
So Steve did both bids. One was a reservoir because it'd be less maintenance. He said it could hold water for 2 to 3 weeks depending on how dry it was. But it's whatever.
I'd imagine one of the thing is that open batch of water might dry out faster.
But how do you do it?
Pump some on top and then the reservoir. But it,
That's good. Just have water less. That's all.
the pot has a reservoir in it.
Yeah, there's a, see right there.
When you have these in the thing,
The local does have some flower program. They're,
you know, what types of,
I basically,
come on.
I don't know. I asked like the 5 women who are on volunteer for everything, I'm like, what would you like? And I was like, tell the person in Oakland we're doing that.
Is there coming to manage it, water them?
Our guys water them every
City
morning.
guys, yeah.
We do all of our seasonal work, you know, I mean,
Nebraska comes already with flowers in it.
At high school kids,
Very
then
fun,
they do.
basket with big flowers in it.
Why
It's like
don't
a farm
you, if you
truck,
have to buy
yeah.
the
Yeah.
basket, you just
new trash.
buy the flowers? When you buy the
Get ready.
basket,
Whole
Put
weeds.
some flowers in the
yeah,
basket.
you can put them in, yes,
Yeah.
right? Steve would put the flowers in them.
Yeah,
too,
he
right?
has 2 different bids. And it includes the flowers in the baskets. And the one that costs more includes a reservoir. And then the one that costs less doesn't have the reservoir, basically, exact same thing.
But they both have flowers.
You need the reservoir, I can tell you that.
Okay.
See, I knew you would know
Yeah.
something about it.
Because they don't do water that runs through them. That stuff, it literally doesn't
Yeah.
hold any of it.
and the wind and.
That's why we do
Yeah.
drying out pretty quick. You know. So it's 117 basically, or 69 basically.
And then you guys would have to pick the color of flowers if you chose to do this.
So what, is it, what's the reservoir, just water once a week then?
He said 2 weeks, I
2
thought.
to 3 weeks depending on how dry it is.
That's why I went to those things.
Let's go with that.
I would use this truck out there.
It's probably a standard height and everything else. That's probably it.
Does this include the hardware then also?
This
No,
right on the
Then
film
I
is
got
not
it.
hard, yes.
So Wilson.
I don't know, looking at the street lamps downtown, to me, I would hang it, I mean, like where the flags are, on the bottom end of the flag. on the side.
So it's on the sidewalk side.
Yes, on the sidewalks. So that way they're not too high up and. My opinion on that would be, would we go like yellow and white, and we go with two, you can throw in Some black petunias too, to go with the, yes.
Are we-
Water tower.
Are we looking at one pot or two?
Just one.
I don't
One
think
for
it would work with the
No,
banners.
not with our banners.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't, all right,
One pot per pole.
Yes.
You know what, any-
10 poles.
There's 10 poles?
10 poles.
116 times 10, 1,000.
Well, so total, you might also figure it's like $2,000. It's
Or
$2,000.
We should buy,
Like right here.
yeah, how many more light poles we plan on installing in the near future? The nice decorative ones, at least 2? 4 more maybe?
Probably at least, yeah. Because we'll have 1, 2, 3, about 6 more roughly at some point. I mean, that's gonna be
How many
later down the
warehouse
road, but.
ones we have right now, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that was just,
Yeah,
I would hate to see, yeah, I would hate to see the style change and then
Oh.
have an issue.
gotcha.
Would be one. But I don't know, this doesn't look like it's that.
Yeah,
see
I
where
doubt
we
that,
notice it.
and I doubt it's that tremendously noticeable, either the bracket thing. I know this is off a little bit on a different subject. I was thinking, remember the tree we took down by the nap? I hate to say it, because I really like the tree, but it'd be cute to put one of those street lamps there instead.
It gets dark a lot, the night has some ambient light that comes off it, but that block is dark and it can lose more light, really.
Yeah, I mean, eventually.
Was
It'd
that a
be
chance
a
that
perfect
child-
spot to put one.
We need to replace that sidewalk of the pool, so that's a good one to put it right down in that area.
Probably the time to put a box down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we have that little library too to still put up.
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah, we're good.
We can put that without tree that.
Yeah.
What about the roads? And then put the pole somewhere right in that area also.
Yeah.
Steve did make a comment about the flowers because of the colors of the buildings. He thinks if we picked yellow, because that's what I told him we were looking at, that it would blend into the buildings and it wouldn't be noticeable. So he said you should go with like a red or pink so it'd pop out.
Well, we may want to pick flowers that last throughout the whole entire summer too, something that is very sturdy, that
I
doesn't.
think the
burn.
majority of them are always petunias, yes. Because
Yeah.
those are the ones that cascade
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
They have some sort of guarantee on them if they don't look like this, it's gonna be a big
Can
fun.
we do fake ones?
Well, I think,
You tree is all right.
yeah, exactly. Because he's the same guy
Can't
doing
be
the mowing.
Things are disappointing.
He's the same guy doing the mowing, right? Right?
Yes.
They look nice year round.
From what I, because I thought I was at home myself,
Big bush.
they go in here and like cut a hole and they plant flowers so down that way instead of up this way, so that they come out to the bottom too. That's
On
what
the
I
outside of the
see.
top, yeah.
Yes,
Oh, so it's really.
that's
close to
what, yes, exactly. Which is why they look better than what I do.
that. Super flowers.
All right, I'll make a motion to buy 10 penny flower pots with reservoirs.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? So moved. Next, special possible action on speed sign on post by interstate. We have talked about this one other time, but we didn't really make any decisions on what we were gonna look at or anything like that. Heidi's pulled up one that's solar.
At the same time, open up.
That's what it
Yeah.
says.
It's from the same company, same one that we bought. You
Yeah,
just have to
lady did
pick,
that. You see that?
pick the features
That's
or
been
whatever.
pretty simple so far. Have we had any maintenance on that thing, guys?
What's that?
On the speed limit sign? We
No.
haven't had to do a thing with
Nope.
it.
Well, we've had them up for 3, 4 years.
Order cells here.
Yeah.
Where was
So
the
we
one
have
from
started.
the interstate going into the S-curve? Is that
Really have
where?
no problem.
Yeah, so somewhere around, wherever that transfer,
There,
wherever
did you
that's.
decide we have enough?
Is this
shoulder?
Is this one solar? Because it doesn't look like it has a solar panel. This one's not solar?
This one on the front.
It has a ton of features. You add what you want.
Oh, okay.
I would say if we're buying, we need to get what we have and let's.
Yeah.
Exactly, but I thought they were pricier than this.
Yeah, it was like four, it was like,
It was $11,000.
yeah,
Yeah.
45
But if
minutes.
you got every feature on this one, it's $13,000. So there's a lot of features we don't need. I don't know what ones are not on there.
I like the idea of putting the speed on the top and then your speed on the bottom.
We have slow down that comes on
Yes.
ours if you're speeding.
Yeah.
That's true.
It tells me every time.
Right, tells me every
But it
time.
catches your attention.
Exactly.
Well, you kind of think it's
Slow
gonna
down.
say, you kind of think it's gonna say something else pretty soon if you don't slow down.
You again?
You realize that you-
So, our concerns are they're coming into that corner too fast, isn't that corner slow them down enough? If they know they have to hit the
No,
corner,
it's
aren't
prior
they
to.
slowing down?
It's what,
It's-
But
clear down
also-
at the end of Jones's is where
Yeah.
it slows down, and nobody does.
And
Right
isn't
up
it
to
like
Jones
30,
and
it's
Paul.
not 25,
Yeah, it's
right?
quite slow.
It's faster than-
I'm 35, I think, something like that. But, Jared's complained to me before about she's over there backing out on the road.
Well.
People
Well,
It's right there,
exactly.
yes. Have Wellman's complained at all about anybody going in there? Of course, they didn't know, probably.
No.
Seriously.
You just have, if you want to.
Did it really?
What I got?
What?
When they miss the corner, run straight in?
I did notice we only had about 2 Chevron signs instead of 3 now.
Oh, I wondered that.
Somebody took mine.
I just go by and see. Look up with that.
3,000 still, isn't it?
And I think it
No,
looks
it'd be
like
more
there's
than
another
that.
1,000 for the solar panels, what I thought the last one was.
I thought we looked at ones that were hardwired in, Jeremy.
Yeah, They do have those too.
Is that our electricity going out there though? Does it go all the way to the interstate? Yeah, we charge.
We go all the way up
interstate lights, don't we?
yes, up to the interstate lights.
How well are these working? These gentlemen are in town more than any of us.
These ones are great.
So-
Right. Even the solar panels really nice. I mean,
That's all.
no maintenance, you
Either one of
don't
them run off of.
worry about a power line coming down, you know, somebody.
I like it.
I may add that to agenda to put on our street.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, Fifth
Yeah.
Street's bad.
Fifth Street is
It's
bad.
terrible.
And you get semis.
Or stop signs slow people down on Third Street.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
They're gonna get used to it now.
The
They
complaints, so to
just-
speak.
Or the speakers.
We could look, I know they have a little smaller one. But Underwood.
So what does it cost? What's the price?
We don't know. Depends on.
Yeah.
Depends on what people you want.
Well,
We
usually
don't
around
think these
about.
might be good too big.
Well, we spent 11 last time, so.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say
$500.
5,500, 5,000 for one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's-
So the basic price is the 3,049, and then you
Yes.
add on to that. There is one slowdown in here, 18-inch slowdown, the 349.
Who's the same one we got that
And
last?
then you have to figure out which solar you want to use.
It's the same people.
80 watt, 140 watt. 65.
I was calling, we got those last one, those trailers, they're ones other than just way down the future.
If you go to page 4, there's your solar options.
Yeah, number 11,
Yep, 11 down.
11, 12, 13.
You've got that pole kit.
Oh gosh, yeah, that tanks and numbers.
Yeah, I get you. I just don't find out.
Yeah.
We got that coming on anything around?
Well,
Can we, can we look at another option? There's a
Yeah.
little smaller one, I think. Remember how Underwood had that one when you came into town?
Yeah.
Just the piece.
Well, we're worried about that shoulder being real narrow. and thin.
Right, exactly.
I think one of these might be way too big for that little
The one that just
area,
marks that
so I
out.
think we can get a smaller one. I mean, it's the same solar with the speed limit and everything else, it's just a little bit.
Almost
Yeah,
table.
let's,
Let's
If
table.
we can look into that, that'd be
can I
good.
get, more
Can you
prices?
find our old invoice, Heidi, so we can compare what features we
Yeah.
ended up
I
buying?
think I still got it. I don't know.
Motion table.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? So moved. Discussion of possible action on paving the alley between Fourth and Fifth Mendel.
So where'd this come from?
Nate Anderson came in and wanted this on the agenda.
Isn't this a
No,
little?
this is Randy Ring's 2 trees.
Oh,
I guess
The
he talked to
trees come
Eric
first.
about it.
Oh, okay.
trees come first.
Yeah, do you guys,
Yeah.
are they on the map?
11.
Are the trees on the map?
Honestly, one of them doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna fall.
They're both, the one is critical concern, the
Okay.
one that's leaning, it needs to come out anyway, that's on the DNR list right here.
Alright.
The other one is a mature, getting ready to be critical concern, which this was done in
Couple of years ago.
2010.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
10?
So
Really? That long
I
now?
think so, I can't 100% remember when, but it was,
When they did the inventory?
yeah. Was it 12?
Yeah, that could have been.
It's been
So-
5 years on it.
Yeah, that one that's lean is a critical concern, that's an ash.
That's the other one.
So pretty much the ash is gonna come out anyway.
Yeah.
The other one is
Oh, over here.
And they're both on our property,
They're
right?
both on our property.
This- this is-
The other one's a big tree.
Yeah.
I looked at it, thought maybe we could do it, but it's too big, way too big.
Well,
They're
it looks
both-
like it's hanging.
They're both-
The other one's mature, it was mature, and I was trying to pull it up, and it won't let me pull it up.
Well, I'll make a motion. Can we advertise for bids, at least?
Yeah.
I'll move to advertise for bids and we just accept the lowest bid.
All in favor?
Alright.
Opposed?
I guess last time Alvin did, a couple of, well, Fred did
Fred.
the last
Fred
round.
Brown.
Fred Brown.
Fred
Yeah.
Okay.
He did a tree sheet.
All right, now the Mendel.
Civil maple, mature tree routine, priority task list, so.
Let's swear on this.
whatever it was, it's
Isn't this
so
kind of a
common.
funky alley?
Yes.
I've never
I
seen
mean,
it
so
on,
it's
it's like.
not even straight,
Yeah.
right?
Where does it end?
I don't
It does.
know.
I don't know
Right
where
behind,
where
where's
it's
my way out, this property.
I see that.
What, is
It
that
just
the
ends
end?
there?
Their house
This
is here,
This is them,
this is,
That's
this is
Like
Nate, this is
Greg?
Nate.
like right, right?
Pull that up.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
This is the alley? Or what is, so what am I
That's
looking at?
Greg's driveway.
That's Greg's driveway.
This must be the alley.
This is
not
right
home,
here.
right?
Well, where's it
So it
going?
ends in this person's
What is it,
house.
Anderson?
Yeah, I don't
This
understand,
car uses this.
I don't understand that.
We've discussed this in the
So
past,
it looks like it goes down to their house.
and
They're using it as a lane.
It doesn't go all the way through, I can, it looks like it's,
Well, no, it cuts off right here.
I can't tell, I run across something like this in different scenarios, but what this could have been is 20 feet, so it's the right distance. But I've seen this when it doesn't make sense and it's not like anything else, like if you look at this, this alley is like on a,
Whose,
it's right there.
whose property is it? Is it ours?
There's 4 homes, I don't know, this
Is
is
it
one.
right away?
So if you see this here, the alley is a skew.
20 foot.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like it would go that, I mean, it's just an odd shape. 20 feet wide is a standard alley, but I've had it where 20 feet just forgot to get platted all the way out, or, you know what I mean? It's part of a different thing.
but it was dead.
But it dead ends, I mean,
So
it only
that's-
serves
so
half, it
that's
only
how
serves
it's-
a third of that lot at most.
Whatever, I mean, if anything, I'd be willing to put some gravel on it, if anything, but other than that, I'm not interested.
Do we need right away for utilities and what?
Yeah, we do have a power line back there
Okay.
with a pole, so we do
Now,
have it right there.
now are the residents maintaining that? Are we gonna run into issues with that? I'm just asking, because hasn't been an alley for so long.
Right.
They're
Yeah,
maintaining their yard,
Right,
what they think is their yard,
yeah.
but we also have access to that because of plow hole.
Mhm. Yep. And for me,
So is this one of those times it was back there for maintenance use, basically?
I would imagine.
Is
That's one of the.
Like up on the hill?
Yeah, 'cause there's that pole with that meter for her house, so
Yeah.
that meter for Blind's house is right back in that.
Is that the one that with the northern approach is super steep to come up with? No.
That's right across the street.
Oh, that's cool.
so the
Yeah,
only
that
thing,
triangle
only
we paid for.
20 feet, is that correct?
It's
The part that you could see, and we wouldn't go beyond that?
What's the condition of it now, Jeremy?
It needs gravel, if any,
Yeah.
we need something done.
Right.
That'd be gravel or concrete, whatever, it's not, and that's, so we gotta get a lot,
Grade it and put
we
some
gotta
gravel
put
on
the
it?
gravel, no matter what.
Well, I don't see sense in paving it myself.
No, it's not.
There's not even a
It's not
garage.
even- it's not even a- It's not a throughout.
Looks like the house at the very southern end of it is using it for access to their backyard. And that's about it. Is that what the complaint was?
I don't know who lives there.
Oh.
Sounds like it's
On
Nate.
Fifth Street.
Nate brought it up.
Yeah, the second house up.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a carport back there. I guess.
And there has been more than we used to.
Is his house the one with the red thing in the driveway?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did not know that that was.
this is a carport there. So I'm guessing he wants the park back there.
That could be.
And you know, like I said, at one time, it probably was, so maybe we could just have our area.
So,
Well, and since we're going to, and since we logistically use it, I suppose we need to do it.
It's a bad time of year, this is the time of year where you get lots of alley complaints. And just drop it and see where it goes.
Yeah.
At least we maintain it and it's
Can you guys get
maintainable.
rock haul up there and spread it out? Good enough?
Oh, yeah, we need gravel up. That's what I was gonna bring up anyway. The shoulders out here, we need some gravel, so we need like a couple loads of gravel, if that's
Okay.
okay.
So I have a
and
motion.
you'll just go out and
Truthfully.
cover that, Ellen?
Yeah, I think it's great.
Take a couple truckloads.
Do better if we had a
All right,
blade.
Motions?
so we have to make
Yeah.
a motion to put some gravel and put on the tower, and of course, the
Great. Second? Those in favor? Opposed? So moved. 13, discussion and possible action on annexation from Myron property at 700 Fifth Street.
Okay. This is the first step that we have to take to be able to finish all of our deal with the Myron property. Basically, the process that we have to do is when it's totally voluntary and the property can only be annexed by one city, there's a process where we give certain people a 14-day notice. We hold a hearing, we pass a resolution. Snyder's is gonna have to make a map so we can, because we have to turn in a map to certain parties too. And once that's completed, the property will be in the city limits. So, I have a motion hearing here to set the hearing for, a hearing motion to set the hearing for, April 19th, or 16th, I'm sorry. 5:30. And then we can, I got it, what I need to send the county together, and we'll send them a letter with the right documents and a copy of this application, and we'll be set to go to have that hearing. And, you just need to get three, we have to have a quorum of the council, so.
Monday.
Monday, the 16th.
Oh, lucky you.
You can hook up and call him. Yeah.
That's what I'll be doing about you.
All right, so moved.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll move to April 16th meeting right there.
great. Second?
Second, perfect.
All in favor? Opposed? So moved. Great. All right, next, discussion of possible action on setting a date for hearing a resolution of urban renewal amendment.
Okay. What's that? Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to be amending the urban renewal area. I thought about this, I had this wrong in my head when I was explaining this a couple weeks ago. Because, if you remember, last year we did, right now, the Whispering Creek has its own its own TIF district. And what we're gonna do is amend that urban renewal area and put it in, we're gonna put it in this new subdivision area. Yeah. But I think that's like one step, but part of the land isn't in the city yet,
Right.
and it won't be till that meeting.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I think I just got a step ahead of myself on this, but when I started writing stuff, I was like, no, it's not in the city limits yet.
Right.
And there's different rules if you're trying to tip something that's outside the city limits, so I just need to knock it back on the meeting and we'll do
So
it.
we need to
Good
Yeah,
table.
table that one, yeah.
Can I have a motion to table?
I'll motion to table that.
Second? All in favor? Opposed? So moved. Okay, so that will be on the April agenda. Discussion of possible action on property insurance and liability.
Okay, yep, come on, Todd. Most of you have met Todd, and I don't know, Carl, had we already switched to Todd when you got on?
I think maybe so.
Okay, everybody.
Whatever.
Yeah. So I know it's introduce everybody, so if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Rob Walkie. Rob, nice to meet you.
Oh, that will be
Nice to meet you,
I'm
Todd.
not going to my home.
So much.
done and stuff.
So there's a few different insurance carriers in Iowa for property and liability. The big ones are EMC and ICAP. The city's been ICAP for a while now. And then work comp carriers, you have ICAP and then, or excuse me, IMWCA and then EMC also. So it had been a while, and with the budget, we talked about looking for just some different cost savings and whatnot. So this is an area where you might be able to achieve that. And we've got proposals from your major carriers, ICAP and EMC, on what your property and liability insurance could look like. There's a document that Todd put out ahead of time, and it's on page 5 is the main page. This would basically keep everything as you have been doing in the past. ICAP originally came in with a bid of just under $40,000 for the year. Once that happens, we can send them a letter saying we're going to reserve our rights not to re-sign with them and we want to rebid. So that's what we did. They sent a new bid of just under $36,000 for the same proposal, and EMC came in at $32,500. The major differences being there is that ICAP's proposal to begin with was lower, was almost $2,000 lower, and then they had another roughly $600 in an annual voucher. So every year Todd sends you a voucher from ICAP. They refund money to you based off of the performance of the pool as a whole and some other factors. EMC does the same thing. EMC, they're just traditionally higher for new clients coming in. So it comes out to be, this would be our estimate. Todd, I don't know if you want to go through some of the specifics of everything.
Yeah, so my name's Todd Jams. I'm with Jams Agency. We've got offices in Denison, and Ogden. We're an independent insurance agency, and we have a fair amount of clients in the municipal sector, some with ICAP, some also with EMC. So Clint asked us to put together a presentation and comparison this year, which is what we've done. I'm happy to go through and address specific questions that you may have. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it. Both very good programs. It looks to me like this year the renewal from EMC is going to offer a little lower cost than what you're currently getting today with ICAP, and that's reflected on page 5. EMC also does some things differently. I guess we can talk about some of those when it comes to how we schedule things and so forth. There are differences between either program. We've done the best we possibly can to match up. There's a difference in property values this year. You can see that the property valuation from ICAP is up $3 million over last year. Well, that $3 million, I think, is on the aquatic center where they did a replacement cost estimate on the entire building, including the gym, rather than just the pool itself. The proposal from ICAP this year is they're going around and re-inspecting all of their cities to make sure that they've got the right property insured and it's at the correct rate. If it's frame, it's frame. If it's non-combustible, it's non-combustible. They're doing a 2-year roll-on, and then they're going to charge for that property rate in 2 years. That's how they're doing that. EMC, they will come out and do the same thing. The way they insure things are a little differently. When we split them out versus building versus property, one of the big things is how we schedule equipment. So ICAP has us schedule anything that's worth more than $10,000 and list it out on a schedule. An example of things that we would schedule I just flew right by it here, are on page 8, schedule equipment. So we schedule a skid loader, a mower, a tractor, Polaris Ranger, first tools and equipment, all things like that. ICAP specifically wants us to break that out. EMC has a little different way of doing it, where they give you a $100,000 blanket limit. So when that skid loader's parked in a garage somewhere, we cover that as basically business personal property. All of the stuff in the back of the fire truck, the fire hoses, the nozzles, that all of the EMC gets scheduled as business personal property while it's parked in the fire hall. And then if you have a loss, there's an endorsement on a property policy or an endorsement that automatically gives you $100,000 of coverage. In most cases, that's good for a smaller city. Probably not good if you've got an ambulance with $150,000 stuff in the back. So there may be an opportunity there for a little bit more cost savings, depending upon what your thoughts are and what you're thinking. Actual plan this year, the dividend on the EMC program business was 15% of overall premium. Historically, that dividend averages anywhere between 8 to 10%. So we thought a good faith estimate, to be fair, was to use 9% of the overall premium, which is where that $3,320 dividend came from. My cities that are with EMC this year, it's right at 15%, which would have been an additional couple $1,000. You'll see a charge there, one-time fee to cover prior acts. That's included in your top rate number. When you're coming from a non-insurance product, which is a pool product like what ICAP is, to an insurance product, your coverage with the pool will cease if you decide to leave. And if you want coverage for any claim that may come against you in the future, EMC is offering to pick that up if they charge for it. Two great companies, both of them insure probably 450 to 470 cities in Iowa. I've been with ICAP for a long time. This is just small.
On the properties in the liquid, on the notes, page 7.
Yep.
So the difference in those.
Just how this schedule stuff.
Property in the open can mean weird things.
Yeah, you look, how's it, how are you defining that? Is that equipment down at the city park property in the open, or is this equipment sitting like a Bobcat sitting out on the street property?
It's playground equipment, like poles, generators that sit outside. That's typically property equipment.
Did we get a sewer claim cover one time on that property in the open?
That's what I'm doing.
Of course you do.
We're putting a lot of time. wants it covered. Don't tell them that.
That's a big jump in the buildings. So is that based then on because they have us insured on the possibly,
Well, so it's stuff all across the place. So at the ballpark, and so here's what we do. Every year as part of the renewal, we send out a statement of values. I don't know what every city has. I kind of like to deal in generalities and make sure we've got coverage there in case something does happen, right? So we produce a statement of values. We ask the city to review it each year. Tell us if you built anything new, added on, remodeled, whatever have you. This year, or last summer, ICAP sent somebody out. And so, for example, there's a well house located at the ballpark. For years, the building's been listed for $10,800. This year, their team produced a valuation of $160,000. So now is that, you tell me, I don't know what it looks like.
it looks like a garden shed.
Okay. So I
It's
think.
not $160,000.
$160.
Logistically, I think we're
So like the fire station, city hall, historically, we've had insurance for $380,000. The building valuation came back at $960,000.
This building.
This is in the $960,000. So I don't know that we can put 100% faith in those building valuations that a computer generates and you've got a team that sits through there and they don't know if it's finished on the inside with, sheet rock and fancy carpeting and tile or, sandwich panels like what we have here. Yeah, the other one was the bulk of it was the pool, which we insured for 1.1 million, and the building valuation came back at 3.5 million. I don't think that.
No.
It must
And I don't know that the inspector knew that that's a separate.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah.
it's two different.
Yeah.
Cement, we're how much?
There's an Aeromod tank,
Yes.
we currently insure for $788,000, the building valuation came back at 1.3 million.
That's another crop closer, that's the sewer plant, I've been paid, well, we built it for, 2.8, yeah, 2.8 million to build it, so, but it's a concrete tank. Basically. Those are the,
It's on, it's 16-35. And historically, we would have matched these up for you, but we didn't get this till,
no,
when it's a bid situation, we don't get those bids till the last minute, and what we've asked for is not necessarily what we have back. So, at that point, you kind of send out, it is what it is, and
so all the Pennsylvania numbers reflect the difference.
that's what we did on the EMC. We match liability limits, we match your payroll limits for work comp.
Do we have a lawnmower still? Do we have a lawnmower?
It's not that, it's not that John Deere.
Yeah, we sold it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That would, they're still valuable, that's.
John Deere 1435 mower?
That's one of the things, like, because that happens all the time, is that people forget to take things off the, that's what you're talking about, like your $100,000 EMC list. You don't have to schedule it.
Which, one of our clients was it is still the city of Denison. And they used to insure everything under the sun, snowplow blades, mowers. And you look at the premium that they were spending, and we just said, we looked at a 10-year loss analysis, and we've never had to spend money on those. And does it really make sense to pay 10 years of premium on stuff equipment when we don't have a claim, when we can cover the endorsement? And so, when we roll all that stuff off of there, and we really only cover the big stuff, things in excess of $100,000, or large ticket items that are mobile, that we want to make sure if something does happen, there is coverage. The rest of it, you know, if you get a tornado like perfect for that, if it's in the building, it's going to be covered under business personal property, it's going to be subject to replacement costs. Whatever it takes to go out and buy a new one, that's what they're going to pay. What we need from you at that particular point in time when that loss is an inventory. So we just recommend that everybody, you know, you can videotape something and save that to the cloud or Dropbox or whatever it may be. And then it's really easy to recreate your inventory for the most recent video. Part of, if you guys do decide that you want to leave ICAP, they have money that's been held in a fund for you. It's been there since your inception, part of a cumulative reserve fund. That gets paid out approximately 6 months after withdrawal from the group. That'd be about another $2,700.
When is our policy up?
Your renewal is on April 1. Almost
Oh.
every city in the state of Iowa renews April 1.
Okay,
So yeah, we're,
so we need to make a decision.
There's probably not a wrong one to make. I mean, if you want to try to save a little money, but it's not much. They're both really good.
Not much difference in price.
It's $2,000.
Yeah.
this should be a little bit more with the high. So the EMC produces a calculation every year in terms of how that money, how the dividend is paid back out. And we're going to be rolling into 2 record years based upon just really good results from the safety group.
I have no objection to changing.
Well, I mean, yeah, I need to make a motion to the change. I mean, it's kind of $1,000 like it.
Yeah. For PMC. Make a motion to accept the bid from PMC for property insurance liability.
Second,
I'll say.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
It's one of those things that's kind of good to switch around every so often. I mean, because they, like just even threatening to switch around safety. I mean, you save most of your money in threatening to switch. I mean, honestly, you did. Because they cut their program 10%. Just to reissue bid on the same stuff.
And you did state again that we will get it back for the cancellation.
Well, it occurs about 6 months after the April 1 date. So the way that'll work, we'll get everything, internally, we'll just make that all happen inside of our office, so there's nothing built to you. We'll ask that EMC come out and do their own building valuation just to make sure, get a new set of eyes on it, get a new risk management on it. We'll take care of everything, right? Any other questions or anything you have?
No, thank you so much for doing that spreadsheet. That's awesome.
Like, we try to make it in an easy to read format that,
Yes, thank you.
because the whole.
As far as the church
All righty, well, thank you all very much.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And then I just got my contact information, if you ever need anything, please call me.
Well, let's hope that we really truly don't, but it was,
That's why I hope all stuff goes. You never know.
yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
All right. 16, discuss with possible action on Councilman Burrow's resignation. We have his letter of resignation. Heidi has got it done and approved, so what do we want to do?
Resignation,
Oh.
partially because we see it.
I do have,
Resignation.
she can give you a copy of your stuff.
I didn't see one.
No, I just have one copy of it.
Okay,
No,
so,
this is really good.
yeah, I know it is. Uh-oh, Heidi, oh, here, try that one. Do we need to read it out loud?
Says, to mayor and city council of Neola, I'm resigning my position as city council due to work reasons. I feel that my work schedule is a conflict of interest and I'm not able to attend the city council meetings. Thank you all, sincerely, Scott Davis. 3/19/2018. But I mean, most of it.
We're seeing it with,
So discussion. All right. What's the process?
Well,